Hi and welcome. Let's continue with the Unity project Irwin's Time Warp, and this time I want to turn this normal house in the China environment into a dynamic top-down model so that the roof disappears when the player moves towards the house. You can see when I move here inside the house I can't see my player anymore, and this is not what I want. So let's see how this model is constructed and how we can make this roof invisible. This is the house model. It consists of the building and a roof. So what do we need? We need a trigger that when the player is moving towards the house, when he's near the house and when he's inside of the house, that this roof will disappear. So we need a trigger, and the trigger needs to be attached to this building. So let's do this. Let's add a component to the root object, to the building, and this component will be a box collider. But we set it to isTrigger. That's the first step. Now let's add a script. We need a script to react that when this player enters this trigger, that the roof will disappear, and when he leaves the trigger, the roof should be there again. So I added this C# script to my level 3 folder because this is the third level, and then I attached this roof house script to my building. Now let's double click it and Visual Studio should be opened up. Here it is, and this is our script roof house. And what do we need first? We need a public member variable for the roof, and this is a game object. Next step is implement the method onTriggerEnter. It has a parameter. This is the collider. This could be the player that enters the trigger. And I have to check this. What do I want to do here? I want to make this roof invisible. But before I do this, I just copy and paste this, because in the exit method, when the player leaves this trigger, the roof object should be visible again. But I have to check if my player is really entering, or perhaps it's another object, it's not my player. So normally you would check this like this. You prove if the tag of the collider is the player. But Irwin's Time Warp is a little bit different because we have a lot of players. Why? Because we can switch the players. Irwin could be the player, this monster could be the player, the snake could be the player. And I wrote a little manager class. This is a singleton, and this handles the current player. So I have a list of players, of possible players, and this method here, getCurrentCharacter, gives me the player which is currently active, and each player is a so-called iCharacter. That's a base class I wrote to identify a character in my game. So this is the explanation why I can't just check this player tag. I have to use a method that is a little bit different, but the logic is quite the same. Okay, I have to get the iCharacter for this collider. So this is the instance of the object that is currently entering this trigger. I store this in a variable. And name this character. Also have to include the namespace for this iCharacter class. And now I use my character, no, I think it's called Character Manager. This is my Character Manager class to get the current player. Okay, and now I compare these two instances, and if these are the same, the character who is entering the trigger and my active player, then I want to hide the roof. And I can just copy and paste this for the exit method because it's the same check. Normally I would refactor this, but for the sake of this tutorial we leave this as is. Oh, I think it's vice versa, sorry. I have to set it active to false and here to true when I leave the trigger. Okay, and now we start this and this should work. And don't forget to drag the roof object here to this public roof member of the script. And now I will size and position my trigger. It needs to be a little bit larger than the house itself because I want the roof to disappear when I'm near the house with my character. Like this. I think this should work. A little bit smaller. Okay, now let's see. Okay, here's Urban. We are moving towards the house and yeah, the roof is away. Great. Okay, that was the first step. I think I will change the model in Blender so that I could enter the house also from the other side. Then we will add other stuff to it to create puzzles and whatever. Let's leave the house and see if the roof appears. Yeah, it appears really great. It works. So thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Here's the link. And if you have any game ideas here to participate, please write comments to these videos or to other videos for Urban's Time Warp. Hope to see you soon here on my channel on JNM.